welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. You jump in, we'll talk about your life and your money. Open phones at 888-825-5225 for our first broadcast live of the year. Chris Hogan, Ramsey personality, best-selling author, joins me today. We've got a lot to talk about. Of course, it is the first of the year, which means all of you are going to save money, get out of debt, stop smoking, and lose weight, right?
Yep. There it is, right there.
Ready, set,
you just
go.
wrapped up the whole
just
year.
Just wrap it up. Just be done with it while we can.
That's right.
And grow hair. That's the last one. Yeah. That's my other goal. My other New Year's resolution.
That's right.
I might do the other three, but I'm not going to get that one going. I don't think you are either. You can touch your head all you want, but I don't think it's going to work.
Okay. We're not starting off the year with baldism. Okay.
I'm going to start off.
We are not.
We got to start off with an ism.
We are.
For sure.
But Dave, you're right. This is the year. 2020 is gone. People have been blinking.
Thank God!
They've been hoping and wishing for it to go. It's gone, people. Now what we get to do is take more control than ever.
Yeah.
So this is the expectation. We're going to do better, Dave.
Well, I tell you what, this bunch around here, the Ramsey bunch, has gone to work.
Oh, yes.
We're in full-on help you mode because you need some freaking help.
Yep.
And that's the deal. So Tuesday night, we're going to be in Oklahoma City.
Oh.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be a blast.
So Craig Groeschel, pastor of LifeChurch.tv, and a good friend of ours for a long time, has an incredible, he's a world-class leader, arguably America's largest church right now. We're going to be broadcasting a live stream from there with Chris Hogan, Rachel Cruz, Craig Groeschel, and me. And the event is called Reset, because after last year, you need a reset. You need to start again. Ready, set, go. You need a whiteboard. Blank whiteboard, write some stuff on it, and you feel like you never save enough money? Well, we're hitting reset. And Ramsey Plus is hitting reset. They're going to help you do that. And Rachel Cruz, we've launched a new book coming out tomorrow, Know Yourself, Know Your Money. She's on book tour, and you've seen her all over America. She's on Rachel Ray playing out today. Good Morning America this coming Wednesday.
That's
not to mention your television set. I promise you, the girl is doing 100 media hits in the literally 100 and something media hits in the next 3 days. So, and they're all virtual, which kind of means you sort of do them. Yeah. That's what virtual means, sort of. You're sort of doing a media hit. You're sitting your lazy butt at home. You didn't fly to New York.
She didn't go anywhere.
It's a virtual. She's virtually working.
Dave, I feel like she's
sort of working.
She's kind of working.
Yeah.
You and I have hit the road before.
We've done it.
We've burned up the trail.
We have.
And she's going to be just
sitting here drinking coffee and talking on the TV. This. Yeah. So that's how it works with Rachel.
It is, but you know what? I am so pumped for her. This book, you all, is going to truly dig in and give you the understanding of why you handled money the way that you do. And so it's really
incredible.
It really is the psychology of it, and it's which then is going to allow you to take more control over your own situation. Now, the beauty of this reset event, because Dave is a genius, you don't have to leave your house. You get a chance to sit right where you are in footed pajamas, your hair curlers, or whatever else you have that I don't own, and you can watch the event.
You in hair curlers
don't
or a footed
visualize
pajama,
that, Dave.
Saying.
You will burn your corneas out.
That's right. Just thinking about it.
But you get to sit right where you are and truly soak in this information. This is the stuff that we have seen over the last 20-something years of doing this, but also in the last year. We're going to give you the information you need to really and truly take control. I'm serious.
After 2020, have you not had enough?
Yeah.
Have you had enough? I mean, really, it's time to change. And this is your reset moment. We're going to show you, Chris and I are going to walk you out of debt and into wealth. Craig is going to go through and give you a talk on self-discipline that'll make you actually want to do it. And Rachel will be covering Know Yourself, Know Your Money. And it is an incredible, incredible opportunity. Oh, by the way, it's free. Okay, so January the 12th at 7 p.m., our free Reset live stream event. We'll give you the motivation, the guidance you need to say goodbye to money stress for good. Sign up by texting RESET to 33789. Free. 1 week from tomorrow night, January 12th at 7 p.m. Reset to 33789. It's free. Chris Hogan, Rachel Cruz, Dave Ramsey, Craig Groeschel, live from Oklahoma City. And we're going to give you the first step towards lasting financial peace. And, of course, Life Church has some in-studio audiences available, appropriately spaced or whatever they do with that stuff, and it's $20. So it's dadgum near free. The gas costs you more to get over there. And the Know Yourself, Know Your Money book is on sale. Today is the last day at midnight tonight. It is officially launched, and so today's the last day. You get $150 worth of add-ons if you pre-order the book today. So I recommend you jump on to DaveRamsey.com.
Yes.
You'll get the ebook, you'll get the audiobook, you'll get videos, and you'll get a free coaching session with our guys, with one of our Ramsey coaches, our Ramsey preferred coaches, a free coaching call. And so the biggest bonus we've ever offered with the book. So check out Know Yourself, Know Your Money at DaveRamsey.com. Check out the Reset live event next Tuesday at DaveRamsey.com, or text RESET to 33789. And Ramsey Plus, running the full Ramsey Plus membership, the whole thing. You want to do a total money reset this year, this is the way to do it. They got a 90-day plan laid out to kick you off and get you going and make you win, so you know you can win. And if you want to do that, you can start Ramsey Plus for free, a free trial. Go to DaveRamsey.com/reset. Yep. Everything's about reset and know yourself, know your money for the next week.
And I want you to hear me, because I'm talking to people on my show that are really following the path to becoming everyday millionaires, or they already are. The word reset does not necessarily mean start over. What it does mean, though, is that you are going to reset expectations, effort, and all of the mindset and focus you have on moving forward.
Yeah, like for instance, I'd lost 37 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to Cabo.
Uh-oh.
And I came back and I got on the scale this morning. So I have to reset.
They put weight on you over there?
You think? You think Dave might eat a taco or 7?
Well,
but yeah.
That's rude of Cabo. It's rude.
No off button for tacos, I'm just saying. All right, so yeah, I put on 4 pounds. I went the wrong way, so I got to reset.
That's right.
Today.
It is.
You got to do it. It doesn't mean I have to go back and lose all 37 again.
No.
But 33 of them. That's all that's gone. I still got,
right.
Yeah, I got to go. Yeah. How many times are you going to lose 30 pounds, Dave? Okay. So anyway, yeah. So finish the goal, reset. Maybe you're halfway through your debt snowball. This is your reset. Maybe you're just now starting to get to know your spouse about money, and you get to know yourself, know your money book, and that's a reset. Maybe you get into Ramsey Plus and you go through Financial Peace University again.
Yep.
And it's a reset. It's okay to have flunked to the class. A lot of people have. Take it again.
Come on back. Maybe you didn't do the holidays the right way.
Oh,
maybe you
could
overspent.
Have a Christmas hangover.
You're going to have a Christmas hangover because those bills are coming in January and February. It's time to reset. So this is a great opportunity for us to get back on the wagon. Tie yourself to the wagon. We're going forward this year. That's what you do.
Even if it's dragging you. That's just a great metaphor. Tie yourself to the wagon. All right. Know yourself, know your money, including $150 worth of goodies on sale through today in the pre-sale. Don't miss that. And be sure and text the word reset for the free streaming event next Tuesday, January the 12th with Hogan, Rachel Cruz, Craig Groeschel, and me. Text the word reset to 33789. That's the whole puppy, baby. We're here to help you. It's that simple. And most of that's dadgum free or near it. Check it out. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Folks, it's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help get you there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more. Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Nicole is going to start off this hour in Massachusetts. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Hi, Chris. Happy New Year to you both.
Happy New Year to you. How can we help?
Thank you. So I am 23 with no debt. I'm currently saving for a 20% down payment on a house. Now, my family was really hurt in the '08 crash. It led to my parents' divorce and so forth. So that whole experience really left a scar. So my question is how to best get over this anxiety of putting so much of my hard-earned money into such a big purchase.
I'm confused why you would have anxiety over having a smaller payment.
No, not a smaller payment.
You would if you put down a larger amount.
You mean more than 20%?
The more you put down, the lower your payment is, right?
Right.
And the closer you are to being debt-free, because having the home paid for would certainly remove anxiety, would it not?
I think the anxiety is more about having so much of my wealth in one asset.
Mm-hmm. If it were paid for, what would be the problem? Why would that cause you anxiety if you paid 100% cash for the house?
I guess it wouldn't.
Okay, because what it amounts to is your anxiety is not all your money tied up in one asset. Your anxiety is worried about losing it.
Yeah. Because
right.
because Nicole, you connected the '08 crash with your parents' divorce, and so you're. It sounds like psychologically you're connecting the money risk along with a past relationship issue, and two separate things here. Two totally different things. And that mindset of you putting down the 20%, as Dave said, the payment's going to be lower. And then you're also going to be investing 15% in growth stock mutual funds. So you're not going to have everything in one thing. You're going to be diversified. You got the growth stock mutual funds and you have your home. So that's going to put you on the path at 23 years old. I mean, seriously, that puts you on a path to become an everyday millionaire in your early 40s if you don't deviate.
Okay, here's the thing. Let's say that what price range home would we be talking about, just as an example, roughly?
300,000.
Okay. Let's say that you put 150 down. Okay, 50% down.
Okay.
And you got in trouble financially. What would you do with the house? Lose it, a foreclosure?
I hope not.
Well, let me help you. You have a $300,000 house you owe 150 on. You could sell it, right?
Right.
But if you owe $298 on it and you're in trouble and it's worth $300, you can't get out of it. You're stuck.
Okay.
So the more you put down, the more likelihood you could get rid of it in the event that there was a major problem. And the lower payment you have, so the easier it would be to float if there's a major problem. So the point is, debt-free or moving towards debt-free is always lower risk, not more risk. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And the thing is that what Chris pointed out, and you pointed it out too, is that the '08 crash, the stress of that exposed the weaknesses in your mom and dad's marriage. The weaknesses were already there. The stress didn't cause it, it exposed it. Money problems and large amounts of wealth both magnify what's already there. They don't make it. In other words, rich people don't become mean. Sometimes mean people become rich.
Okay.
It's exposed by their wealth, their meanness. But it was there all along, if they're mean. Now, I know a lot of rich people that aren't mean. Don't misunderstand. I'm not calling rich people mean. But I'm saying if you see someone who gives a lot of money away, they're a philanthropist if they're wealthy. They're just generous if they're not wealthy. But it's the same thing. It's just exposed more because they got more money. And so the money problems bring out the stress, or the stress bring out the stress, and that exposes the problems in a relationship. It exposes character things. It did with me when I went broke. I mean, my insecurities were magnified because I was a 28-year-old father with a brand new baby and a toddler, and they were magnified off the chart when we lost everything. And so anything Sharon said that made me feel like she didn't respect me made me go bonkers because my insecurities were magnified by the money stress. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that don't confuse that with how much to put down on a house. Those are different things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the first copy I've ever given away of Know Yourself, Know Your Money.
Oh.
Since it comes out tomorrow,
Yeah.
I can start giving away now.
You sure can, Dave.
So, and that really does enter into this discussion a lot.
It does, because, Nicole, remember, you're also going to follow the plan. If you're already out of debt, you're going to build up a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Boom, that's there. Then you're going to start to save for the home down payment, baby step 3B, and then you're investing. So you're putting yourself on the path to be able to have peace of mind because you're working a plan that actually works.
Yeah, you're going to be fine.
Yes, you are.
And take your time. You're 23. If it takes you an extra year or two to get comfortable with it, fine. Just keep piling up money. There's very few people that are debt-free and have a pile of money that are worried about money. It just doesn't come up much.
Yeah.
I haven't had people call me up and go, my house is paid for and I'm just freaked out. That one doesn't come up much. So it's a place to aim towards. Tori is with us in Springfield, Missouri. Hi, Tori. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Great. How can we help?
So hopefully I can make this make sense. Like everyone else that calls, I'm nervous, so bear with me. Basically, with our stimulus check, we're working the baby steps. We're on baby step 2. I've been the spender in our relationship with my husband and have done Dave-ish for far too long and have finally, stuck to the path and really working hard to get this right. We are on the step, we're paying smallest to largest, obviously, and the stimulus check is going to be for $1,200. We have a car and a credit card that are both sitting at about $1,100. We basically are trying to figure out which one to pay off first. I kind of think I know what your answer is going to be.
If they're $1,100, it doesn't matter. If they're both $1,100, it doesn't matter. Which one do you want to pay off?
The reason I thought maybe there'd be Well, the only difference is the credit card has interest. The card doesn't. It's someone local to us that basically was helping us out. And
which one do you want to pay off?
Gave it to us. I mean, I would love to have the card paid for.
What's your household income?
The interest.
What's your household income?
Probably about $34,000. My husband works and I stay home with our
So when are you going to pay off the next one if you pay off the car? When are you going to pay off the credit card? 2 months?
Well, we want to pile as much money into as we can, as fast as we can.
How fast? 2 months? 2 months after the car is paid for, right?
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Okay, I mean, can you do that?
I mean, we also have stupid tax on a couple other things. Like
okay, you need to sit down and do a budget and be able to answer the question. I'm not the one that needs to answer the question, but you need to answer it for you. You don't know. You're running in circles. Okay?
Right.
But here's the point. If you can pay that car off in 2 months, or pay the car off and then pay the credit card off in 2 months, or you pay the credit card off and pay the car off in 2 months, this discussion doesn't matter.
Okay.
2 months from now, they're both gone, right?
Out of your life.
Right.
Yeah. And Tori, not only do you pay it off the credit card, you call it and close it down.
Yes.
Like close it down. Okay? Now, what Dave's hit.
How long has it been since you used it?
Yesterday.
Well.
Okay, you got to pay the credit card off, not the car. The wrong answer.
Right,
the laugh is the wrong answer. You have to pay the credit. You're not in control.
Yeah.
You need to get that credit card out of your life. You can't hang out in a bar if you got a drinking problem, girl.
Yeah, you're right.
So you need to cut that thing up.
Yep.
And close the account and pay it off with the stimulus check, and then pay the car off in the next 2 months.
And unsubscribe to the email places where you shop online. They're sending you stuff. It's like crack that's pulling you into those websites. Unsubscribe. Get your life back today.
Unsubscribe from the crack. I wish it was that easy. It is that easy with money.
It is.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today here on the air. Happy New Year! Glad you're with us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. If ever there was a year we want in our rear view mirror, it would be the year 2020. For the first time, we can say 2020 is in hindsight. So there we go.
Yes.
But there we go. Different way of looking at things. But wow. Hey, and next Tuesday night, we're going to be doing this reset event with Chris Hogan, Rachel Cruz, me, and Craig Groeschel, live from Oklahoma City. It's completely free. Text the word reset to 33789, and you can be part of that event. You'll be able to watch it from the comfort of your own home. Completely free. Walking you through how to reset and get started over for this year. Brendan is with us in Massachusetts. Hi, Brendan. How are you?
Mr. Ramsey, Mr. Hogan, thank you so much, and Happy New Year to both of you.
Happy New Year. How can we help?
Thank you. So the motivation for my call today is my future family and my future children. So I want to make sure that I love them well by protecting them right. So I know you recommend 15 to 20-year term life policies on the path to becoming self-insured. And my fiance and I are wondering if 25-year policy might be the more responsible choice in our particular situation. So for some quick context, I'm 26. My fiance is 25. We're getting married this year. And as part of our premarital counseling, we've kind of built a vision for what we want to achieve together. And when we think about how the 20-year term policy would bring us, we don't think it would quite bring us to where we would still have dependents in our household. Once we finish baby step 2 together, we anticipate 2023, 2024. And if we were to take out 20-year policies once we get married, that wouldn't quite bring us, I don't think, to when our dependents would be out of the house. So would it be wise to go with a 25-year for both of us?
Dude, you are a planner. You are a planning planner.
Brendan, how old are you again?
26. 26. He's already planned out what it looks like when he's 94. You're amazing, man.
And,
well done.
Good grief.
Well done. Congratulations on your marriage, man. That's awesome. So,
Thank you so much.
Are you ill?
I am not, no.
Do you have a history of family illness that's extreme?
And that is part of the issue on my father's side. I would not exactly say extreme, but I could see rates absolutely rising if I were to wait a bit longer, because on my father's side, there are some health things that do pop up along the way historically.
Like what?
High blood pressure.
Your dad has high blood pressure doesn't cause you to have a rating. You having high blood pressure will cause you to have a rating. So, worrying about all this stuff might do it. But so here, let me tell you the reality of, you can do it if you want to, okay, but it won't even do what you wanted it to do, because you're going to end up having a kid that's going to not have left home by the 25-year mark, and then you're still going to come up short, that kind of a thing. So what I ended up doing was, I took out, when I was your age, we were having babies, and I took out 15-year policies. And then I added 15-year policies periodically throughout the years. And the strange thing is, the difference in the rate between 26 and 36 is not substantial. And so if 3 times in the next 10 years you add more staggered policies, 3 or 4 years from now, 3 or 4 years from now, 3 or 4 years from now, and or you have other needs, as long as you don't lose your health completely and become uninsurable, that is going to be much cheaper. Because 15-year policies are substantially cheaper than 25-year policies, number one, and you're not buying insurance that you don't yet need in anticipation of worries. And so I would, unless you have a thing that says, okay, look, my parents both died of 800 cholesterol when they were 46, and both of them died of that. And so that's I probably got that gene, which, by the way, that's a thing. Okay. I got a buddy who's got a 700 cholesterol, and his dad died at 50. And so that kind of stuff, that's a thing. And so if you got that going, then yeah, you may want to look at your 25. But if in a normal scenario, a typical scenario where you're going to have a high blood pressure or a heart attack or some cancer in extended family, that's not going to keep you from getting insurance reasonably, as long as you stay fit and you're not obese and you don't smoke. Those are your keys. I mean, you're going to be fine there. And that's how I did it and how I honestly would recommend it. But again, if you have not a vague worry, but a valid set of facts that says problem.
Then you'd look at it.
Yeah.
And the other side of this too, Brendan, is remember, as you put this in place, a 15 or a 20 or even if the 25, you're working to get yourself out of debt to be able to build wealth. So the mindset behind it is your income is growing, but also so is your opportunity as you move forward. So, this protection is in place. The most important thing is to make sure you get it on both, you as well as your spouse.
Yeah, and you know what? Go ahead and price it out now.
Yeah.
And ask them to price out a 36-year-old on 15-year and look at the two and see if I'm right. And then compare your 15-year rates with your 25-year rates today.
Yeah. And
say, do I really want to pay that much extra for kids that may come later, and I may still not have even bought it at a long enough term to get to them at that point. You cannot, there's a certain amount of this you got to go with the flow and, the decision making is somewhat fluid. The good news is that two of you are talking about money. You're being unbelievably responsible. You're amazing, really. I mean, you're thinking about taking care of your spouse, your kids already, and you don't have either one yet.
Yeah.
And this is just, you're a good man. You're going to do great. Don't overthink this. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and the main thing I would tell people out there, if you don't have life insurance, it is how you say I love you to your family.
Which is what he said. Yeah.
It is.
He said, I want to be a good dad.
You want to get that in place. I don't want to hear any more hemming and hawing. Chris, I'm waiting. I'm a little too busy. No. Don't be too busy to love your family.
No.
Get it in place. And the policy you have through your job is crap. Okay? It's not portable. If you lose or leave that job, you've left behind the life insurance. So get a term policy outside of your job right now. Seriously, don't delay this anymore.
And let me tell you, Xander's going to get hit because there's two things going on that are going to drive life insurance. Go to xanderinsurance.com and get your stuff going. And you need to get it going quick because there's a lot of people are afraid COVID's going to mess up the rates.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people do this at the first of the year for some reason, like it's a New Year's resolution to get life insurance. So it's a good time to jump online and get it done right now at xanderinsurance.com. Good call, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a good man. You're going to do great.
And relax.
Not likely.
Mary's in Charlotte. Hey, Mary, how are you?
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
My question is, I've heard you talk about the powder butt syndrome, but I need to hopefully get some advice on how to approach my 93-year-old father. By all counts, he's still very healthy. He has built some wealth over the years, and he's still doing fairly well. My brothers and I have noticed over the last year, maybe a little more, that he is starting to sell off some of his assets, which is, of course, his right to do that. What our question really is how to approach him and maybe be a little more involved, because the last property he just sold, we found out he sold it way under value. And we want to make sure no one's taking advantage of him because he's a very nice person. But again, we know it's his right to sell his things.
What if you said all of that to him? Dad, it's your right to do whatever you want. You're an unbelievably sharp 93-year-old. We did notice this, and we love you, and we're concerned. We're not worried about our money. We don't need it. We're not worried about you giving it to us. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about you, Dad. How can I help you? What would he say? Bug off?
Well, we tried. We didn't come out and say just those exact words. My one brother did say, Dad, I want to sit down with you. I want to go over your will. We want to do what you want to do, because we feel like maybe this is his way of trying to protect us and not having to deal with this. But we made, the date back in October. We were going to meet with him. My brothers were coming out of town. And then he just kind of said, well, I wasn't feeling good. He said, I'm not feeling good. You better not come into town. So we didn't. And then we just felt like maybe he was avoiding it. And maybe he is.
Yeah, he is. I think I would just lean in continually the way you are with love. You can't make people do stuff.
That's right.
You can't make him do stuff. If he's not insane or not incompetent legally, there's nothing you can do. But just love him and just say, as an act of love, how can we help you, Dad?
That's right.
That's all we want to do. We just want to help you. We want it to be the way you want it to be. How do you want it to be? How can we help you do that? And if he won't do that, there's nothing you can do about it, hon. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Chris Hogan, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author several times over, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225 here on The Dave Ramsey Show. Our question of the day comes from Blinds.com. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. It means even if you screw up, if you mismeasure the blind and it's the wrong size, or you pick the wrong color and it's ugly, well, they will remake your blinds for free because you screwed up. Now, that's a satisfaction guarantee. You get free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run all the time, you'll save even more. This is an incredible company. Use the promo code Ramsey at Blinds.com.
All right, today's question comes from Jody in Nebraska. She says, I have 11 years in the Missouri Public Schools retirement and a 403B from when I lived in Kansas City. I moved to Nebraska and now have 12 years in the Nebraska Public Schools, and I'm putting an extra 15% into retirement on top of the 10% the public school puts in. My question is what do I do with the money that's in the Missouri Public School retirement and the 403B? Do I keep it there or do I move it? Jody, roll it over. You're going to have better options yourself than just leaving it there.
Yeah, do a direct transfer rollover to a traditional IRA with a SmartVestor Pro.
Yep.
And you pick some good mutual funds, and they'll outperform what you were doing there. Also, the 15% you're putting into retirement, I probably would include in that. I wouldn't put that all into the Nebraska program. I would put some of that into a personal Roth IRA, and if you're married, 2 of them. And use up some of the 15% on a personal Roth IRA, and that way putting a little less into the Nebraska. An independent, freestanding IRA will almost, with well-selected mutual funds, will always outperform a public school system retirement plan. Always. Without a doubt, just by the nature of the way they're managed and the way they're regulated. And so you'll always get a better rate of return there, and you'll end up better. But it doesn't mean not do it at all. It just means that when you can move it, and when you can put it in a Roth instead, in your 15%, you would do that. So that's the only fine tuning. But you're on top of it, kiddo. You're doing a good job. Well done. Bill is with us. Bill's in Pittsburgh. Happy New Year, Bill. Almost said Merry Christmas.
Same to you. Yeah, well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all rolls into one.
That's it.
How you gentlemen?
Great, man. How can we help?
So my wife and I are getting ready to pay off our mortgage, and the question I have for you, hear a lot of people talk about, protecting your home title. So I was just wondering what you guys thought about, some kind of protection against, people stealing our home title once we pay off this mortgage.
The only thing I would do is something like a Xander insurance ID theft. The other stuff is a ripoff. It's not needed because it's very difficult to, to steal title because it is recorded at the courthouse, and someone would have to go through a detailed fraudulent process, which could be easily undone. Might cost you a little bit of money with an attorney or something, and the way to avoid that is to just have, Xander Insurance's identity theft. It covers that. But the people that are out there pushing there's 2 kinds of title insurance now. There's the title insurance that insures your title against fraudulent theft. That one I don't worry about much. In buying a home, you insure a title to ensure that the title itself is clean. And that's title insurance that almost everyone has bought at one time or another that's bought a home. And I highly recommend that. The other one I would not buy. Instead, I would just have good identity theft.
Yeah, Bill, what's your net worth, my friend?
Are you talking with retirement plans and everything?
Yeah, everything.
About $750,000 million.
Okay. Because another thing you might want to look at now that you're about to pay off the house is really looking at utilizing a trust. And, which can also give you another layer of protection because now you aren't the owner of the home, the trust is. And so it's something in looking at, an estate planning attorney and get connected with the SmartVestor Pro first and foremost. They'll know estate planning attorneys in your area because you're well on your way to building. And if you're thinking about protecting, you want to make sure that you have all those layers in place.
Yeah, very good question, Bill. So let's explain exactly what I'm talking about so that everybody knows. When you buy a home anywhere in the United States of America, a deed is recorded at the courthouse, public record.
Right.
In the name of the owner. And so you could buy it in the name of a trust, you could buy it in the name of an LLC, and you could buy it in the name of Chris Hogan, okay, in the name of the owner. And anyone can look that up. It's public record. And that is the only title. The physical deed, like a car title, means nothing. With a car title, you need the physical title to be able to transact. You don't need a physical deed. You need it to have been recorded at the courthouse. That establishes ownership.
Gotcha.
So the only way that ownership could be stolen would be if someone fraudulently created a sale that didn't occur.
Gotcha.
Meaning a crook came in and said, okay, Chris Hogan's house, I'm going to file a deed, sign Chris Hogan's name, signing it over to me. And then he's, quote unquote, a crook has then, quote unquote, stolen the title and recorded that at the courthouse.
Okay.
So there's multiple layers of fraud, theft, and things that have gone on here. For instance, almost every state, I'm going to venture and say every state, that deed would have to be notarized. The signature.
That's right.
And so when they signed your name, the notary's also in on it.
That's right.
Or that was fraudulently done.
Right.
One of the two. So there's it's a very complex fraud versus just stealing someone's identity and using it to open a credit card.
I got you.
But it can be done. It's being done a little bit, but it's not rampant like credit card ID theft is. ID theft is rampant.
Right.
It's a problem. But the actual theft of a mortgage, of the ownership of the home, is highly unusual and fairly easy to go, nah, wasn't me.
That's exactly, the identity theft protection that you talk about, Dave, especially with Xander, not only does it protect you, but it provides restoration services.
Yeah, they'll take care of it.
And that means they put everything back like it was, because people could spend hours and days and months battling and digging through this, and if you have the right protection, you're okay.
Yeah, but this one is so bizarre.
It is bizarre.
That it's easy to prove.
Okay, yeah.
It's much easier versus someone just opening a credit card in your name. Because if someone opens a credit card in your name, then they start sending you a bill. It shows up on your credit bureau report, right?
Right.
Because they stole your identity.
Right.
Then you call the credit card company and go, that's not me. Well, the first thing they assume is that you just don't want to pay your bill. And it is you. And so you have to go through this whole thing of being treated like a deadbeat that didn't pay your bills. Yep. In order to get through the fraud victim division of the credit card companies. Credit card companies are straight up stupid.
Yeah.
But, I mean, someone actually stealing a title, now you're going to walk into the Register of Deeds, which in many counties is an elected position. And it's certainly a political position at a minimum. And you walk into this governmental official and go, somebody's screwing with your whole system here.
Yeah.
And that Barney Fife is going to get upset with that and help you fix that. That's a little different than the credit card.
Because that's why you have to show your ID as something gets notarized. And so don't ever, even if a friend's a notary, don't ever ask them to notarize anything without you having your ID. They have to put that in their logbook. That's how they protect themselves.
Yeah, and again, it's a very complex form of fraud, and I wouldn't worry about it. I have not bought that on myself. I own a bunch of property, and it's all in LLCs and trusts and so forth. I don't have it in my personal name, but none of my properties have
run into that
type of title insurance. If that came up, I would just use some money or Xander,
right.
Xander Insurances, and I would just go punch them in the nose and figure it out and get it straightened out. It just really, it's a fairly complex thing, and so it makes it very easy to undo.
Right.
Because it's simply not me.
Boy, there's a lot of stupid out there.
Well, if people would work half as hard at working as they do at stealing, they'd be rich.
That's exactly
right.
You
know, some of these people, if you just work at your job that hard, you wouldn't have to steal. I mean, it's unbelievable. If they use all that intelligence, I mean, you think about all you have to go through to do that level of fraud.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's it. So, but that's how it all works, and that's one of the reasons you get Xander Insurance. But that one's coming up. The other one that's coming up more often than that one is the medical. There's the equivalent of a credit bureau for all your medical records. And people are getting in and tampering with people's medical records under ID theft. Xander's covering that too. But it's like, God, man, people go get a job. I mean, it's really, you just spend all your time stealing something. It's unbelievable. Wow. Oh, well. You and I will never be out of business.
No, we got people to help.
Me, you, Jenny Craig. We got a lot of work to do. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. Thank you for joining us, America. Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today as we take your questions about your life and your money. Open phones at 888-825-5225. 41% of Americans make New Year's goals and resolutions. Only 8% end up keeping them. 60% already threw in the towel before they started, apparently.
What?
And here's what we know. We know that people don't set goals because they don't think they can hit them.
Right. I mean, 8%? Only 8. I mean,
that's why we call people successes.
Golly.
They're successful.
Yeah. I mean, being able to stick to it, to be able to follow up. And I've said this, a dream is a goal without a plan. It's a wish if you don't have a plan. And so what do you have to do? And
you want to dream.
Yeah, you do have to dream. It's important.
But you don't want to be a dreamer.
No.
Which by definition is someone that does not ever implement any freaking hard work to do the dream.
That's right. They just bump their gums and talk about it would be nice one day.
Yeah, like if your daughter comes home and says, I'm dating a dreamer, you go, oh, God, they're going to live in the basement.
No.
Yeah, they're going to live in the basement.
No,
this ain't going to work out. This ain't the one, honey. This ain't the one. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, you want to be dreaming, but dream needs to get the clouds blown off of it and put some work clothes on and knock things out. So I always wanted to ... Okay, then this is your year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
What is it you're going to do? And here's what we do know. We do know that we all, even though it's unpopular and politically incorrect to talk about winning versus losing, we all admire people who achieve their goals. We call them successes. Now, sometimes people, it's the tall poppy syndrome, as the Australians call it, where we stand them up only in order to knock them down. Like, we want everybody to be successful, but as soon as they are, we have to do something to make sure that they're not. But, and because some of them are jerks, but some people that are successes, but by and large, people that are successful have worked very, very hard to get there. They've done things that other people wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, if you want to throw a football like Peyton Manning, if you want to hit a golf ball, like Rory or Tiger,
right?
It requires swinging that club until your hands bleed. It's not like you go out there 3 hours on Saturday and go, oh, there it is, I'm just a natural. It requires freaking work, right?
Yeah, it really does.
And so, it's and yet people want to say, oh, well, he didn't earn that or she didn't earn that. That's not really any of your business to start with, but let's work on you. Yeah. How can you be successful? And it is by setting goals.
It really is. And Dave, I have been here, part of this company for going on 16 years. And goals is a topic we've taught on a lot, especially inside of EntreLeadership, where we're working with business owners, business leaders, people that are helping other people achieve. And so a part of that, we have found that there are 5 things that your goals need to be. Number 1, specific. You've got to be clearly drawn into what it is you're wanting to accomplish. And you need to be very specific. Number 2, it needs to be measurable. You need to look to see, am I making progress toward this or am I not?
Yeah.
Right?
And so I want to lose weight. Not good enough.
No.
Because that is measurable,
right,
but it's not specific.
Right.
I want to lose 30 pounds. Now we have measurable.
That's right.
We have the first 2.
Yeah.
And we have specific. Okay, I want to make more money. Won't work.
Nope.
How much more?
Yeah.
Measurable and specific. I want to make $100,000. When? Over 15 years or this year? Well, what's your goal? What you're aiming at?
That's right. And then it brings the next thing in, which Dave was talking about, a time limit. So you've got to have a period of time that you're saying, I'm going to achieve this by this. So
as soon as you do that, the math kicks in. Those 3 things.
Oh.
It's specific, it's measurable, and has a time limit. I want to lose 30 pounds. When? Over 15 years?
Right.
or over 15 days,
Right.
probably not going to happen, or let's say over 90 days. Okay, if you say 30 pounds over 90 days, everybody do the math with me right quick. 10 pounds a month, 2.5 pounds a week. Increase your water intake, increase your sweat level, at least 30 minutes a day.
Do some
and
push-aways.
push backs and push-ups.
Push-ups, push-aways.
Quit eating the white stuff, the breads and the rices. I mean, we know what to do. You don't need Oprah. You know what to do. And you're going to go do it, right? And so this is how you lose weight. You eat less, you exercise more. Duh! And so... And you can look at it and go, after a week, I'm up 5 pounds instead of down 2.5. I don't think I'm heading towards my goal. Because it's measurable, it's specific, and it's broken down then into incremental things. I want to write a book. Okay, I'm going to do 12 chapters. That'll be a chapter a month for a year. Be 2 chapters a month for 6 months.
You've done it. You're moving. And so you've got specific, measurable time limit in writing. This was the game changer for me. Even back in college days, our coach would have us write down, what are you going to do in this upcoming ball game?
Yeah.
And I'll
number
never
of
forget.
tackles.
Yeah, write it down.
How many tackles? What was your what was the highest number of tackles you had in the game?
Oh, I think 14 or 15.
Did you just lie?
No.
Really?
No. Because I put it down, and that little man would read the goal, and if you didn't hit it, you felt accountable.
I mean, people, you were coming over the middle as a middle linebacker, hitting somebody.
I was doing things
14, 15 times. That scares the crap out of me. I'm just saying.
Made my heart happy.
It makes me
I'm
scared.
having a flashback.
I'm going to scoot over here a little bit.
But listen here. So the specific, measurable, have a time limit in writing, and this last one is huge. It's got to be yours. And as we talk about this, other people can have goals and thoughts and things.
My wife
for
wants
you.
me to lose weight.
No,
That won't work.
It's not going to work. Your dad wants you to become a pastor.
Oh, God.
Ain't going to work.
I don't want to go to your church.
It's got to be yours. And when it matters to you, I'm going to tell you something. I talk to people, Dave, on my show about this. The secret to setting goals. I want you to identify who wins when you win. Like, think about it. If you get healthier, your kids win because you're better. But what are you going to sacrifice in order to get that win?
You know, one of my pastors did the opposite. He's got written in the front of his Bible who would be negatively affected if he ever fell.
Ooh.
In the front of his Bible, he reads that every day.
Ooh.
The number of lives I would destroy if I make bad decisions. And this is the opposite. This is if I make good decisions, I can change my family tree.
That's right.
I can give to this charity. I can give to this ministry. I can grow a business and give people jobs. I can, if I win, this is what happens.
Yeah.
And that write down who's going to be affected when you win.
Wow.
That's powerful.
No, it does, and it changes the mindset around it, and it's really important. And Dave, I know you've also been around Zig for many years. I had an opportunity to meet him through you. That man was a game changer, but he talks about 7 areas that we call the wheel of life.
Financial goals, intellectual goals, family goals, spiritual goals, physical goals, career goals, and social goals. And they are all intermingled. You can't just, if you win at finances and lose your family, you missed it. If you win at family and you're all broke because you never work, but everybody's really nurtured, then that's probably not a good plan either, right? And so, I mean, if you win at your work and your family, but you let your physique get completely out of control,
right,
then you've lost. I mean, so these things are intermingled, spiritual goals.
Hey, America, watch
them
this.
In every area.
Hey, Dave, which area gives you the most challenge and then the 7?
Social.
And seriously.
Sharon says if I wasn't married to her, I wouldn't have friends. But
that's not true. You just would have
I said
2.
She said it. I didn't say it was true. So, there you go.
It's been the same for 16 years. It just makes my heart happy to ask him.
Yeah, but you coming across the middle 14 times in a dadgum game scares the crap out of me. I'm just saying. All right, folks, set some goals. Specific, measurable, have a time limit, and in writing, and most importantly, they need to be your goals. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices. And they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings. Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Fairfax, Virginia is with us. Nana's on the line. Hi, Nana. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I'm on baby step 4. I'm currently renting an apartment, have about maybe $42,000 saved up in my savings account to buy a house. While I am renting, I'm still putting money into the house savings, and I recently opened up an American mutual fund account.
Good.
I'm a little conflicted because I live in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia metropolitan area, which is extremely expensive.
Yes, it is.
And I was thinking about moving to the South in about a year or two to purchase a home. Would you suggest that I buy in this area now or wait until I move down south in a few years to buy a home? I know how you are about purchasing versus renting. So,
Well, if you're not going to be there but a couple of years, I'd probably wait.
okay.
You could get stuck. I mean, you could buy a home in this white-hot real estate market right now, and the market slows down 2 years from now when you're ready to move and you couldn't get out of it. And so that short a window. How old are you?
I am 31.
Okay. Well, you got plenty of time. The point is to become a homeowner over some time. I mean, we don't want to be renting until we're 94. That's a bad plan, financially,
Right.
mathematically. But if you give up a year or two in order to not get stuck in something, I'm fine with that. Where are you thinking about living? Where are you thinking about ending up?
So I work for the federal government with HHS, and I was thinking about relocating to Atlanta area to work for the CDC. So I was just listening to about SMART goals. So I kind of have like my SMART goals in order, and I'm hoping that, in that time period I can move down to Atlanta where the homes are a little bit cheaper. And by then, right now I'm saving about $900 to $1,000 a month into my house savings account. My emergency savings was already capped. So by then I'll probably have an additional maybe 20 grand saved up.
Good.
Well, here's the thing. I'm curious. I don't know how this stuff works in your world. Why can't you do it now?
I guess it's just more so I'm paralyzed by fear. I'm just afraid to buy a house. It's the biggest purchase I've ever made.
No, I'm talking about move to Atlanta.
Oh, move to Atlanta. Because I just got my federal job back in August, so I'm still about 4 or 5 months into it, and I'm kind of waiting to get a higher grade before I can start applying for positions within the CDC.
Okay.
Gotcha. Right. Well, I love the mindset that you have and the level of focus that you have. You've got time frames. You're trying to move up in class and then be able to transfer. But I would tell you this, when you get ready to move to Atlanta, I think it's an excellent idea for you to go there and rent for a few months, get a lay of the land, understand kind of the zones, where to live, where to avoid, and figure out where it is you want to be. And then when you are ready to make that decision to be somewhere for 3 years or more, then I think you're ready to buy.
Yeah, so I think I'd move to Atlanta as soon as your career allows you to, not when you're ready to buy.
Yeah.
And if you rented there for a little while, the rent will be cheaper.
That's right.
Maybe, depending on where you locate in Atlanta. But if you're careful about it, it should be cheaper. And that will enable you to buy faster, but you don't have to buy simultaneous with the move. And as a matter of fact, I'd get down there sooner rather than later if I were in your shoes. If that's the long-term goal, I wouldn't put it off. But you got to get your grade up. I understand that. And, to be able to make the move that you're talking about, that within the career structure of what you're doing, which I know nothing about. So good luck with that. All right, Greg's with us in California. Hi, Greg. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, thank you for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So, in the beginning of the pandemic, my wife lost her job, and then I was put on reduced pay and hours. And throughout the season, we've been able to save money and get to about $30,000 saved. However, we do have a $15,000 401k loan, and what we're trying to do, because we're kind of hesitant to pay it, mainly because my job, they just furloughed more general managers, but I was one of the ones that wasn't. So we're trying to determine if we're holding back because we're more fearful, or should we pay it to get rid of that debt, even though we have a risk of my job may be gone.
Well, how real is that risk, Greg? Like, are they?
Sounds kind of real. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is it something that could happen in the next few months?
Well, they're telling us they're confident. I'm a movie theater general manager, so they're confident that we'll eventually reopen. We just don't know when.
Right. So
in California.
Right.
especially in California. Yeah.
Well, here's why I'm asking this. I feel your resume needs to get out and be dusted up and prepared, because here's the downside. With the 401k loan, if you do lose that job, you'll have 60 to 90 days before that 401k loan is due and payable.
Correct. Yeah.
So mindset-wise, if I'm you, I would be dusting off my resume to really start to look.
Already am, yeah.
Is your wife looking for work as well? She found something?
No, we had her not look because our children have some therapies and some health issues that have required her to really focus on them, while my schedule is actually beefed up on time because I travel a lot more to watch other theaters.
Okay. So you're more of a regional manager type at this stage. Is that what you're saying? You have more than one theater? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, only because right now they furloughed a lot of the general managers. And they're having one GM check multiple theaters.
Gotcha. Okay, but you're really just looking at closed buildings right now, right?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. Oh, what a disaster. Yeah, I think I'm with Chris. Here's the thing. You stop all baby steps, push pause, and pile up cash if a storm is coming. Now, we have to define, and that's what Chris and I are doing, talking to you, is try to define what's the probability that this hurricane is going to affect your home, okay? Mm-hmm. If I'm in Nashville and it's going to hit New Orleans, I'm probably going to be okay, right? But in your case, you got winds coming right at you, it sounds like. Number one, you're in an industry that's really struggling, and it's going to struggle with COVID more than a lot of other industries. I mean, like a live event type setting. I mean, this is a very difficult thing to reopen. And number two, you're in freaking California, which has completely lost its mind. And so, politically, you've got all kinds of problems in terms of reopening. And so if I'm you, I'm pretty scared for my job. So, no, I wouldn't pay that off today. I'd pile up cash as high as you can pile it. I would have everybody working that could work, and let's really get the plywood over the windows. And all of you be looking for jobs, and all of you get your resumes dusted off, and all of you have a plan for if this doesn't go well. Now, if the storm passes and it wasn't a direct hit, we take the plywood off the windows and we start again, right?
Okay.
But right now, I don't see that storm passing in the next 6 months in your setting, or 3 months anyway.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they recall Newsom and they open up the whole state, but I doubt it. I don't know anything about it. I'm just watching from the outside like everybody else going, oh, my goodness, what a mess. And so,
And Dave, like you said, the piling up cash, let's talk about this. There's no downside. There's not a downside to it. And here's the deal. This wasn't found money. Like the plan is when the storm passes, you then unpause and keep working the steps.
You pay it off immediately.
Yeah. So you're not
Once you are secure in your job.
That's right.
Or the new job,
right.
You pay off that 401k loan immediately with the cash that's laying there, and you push play again, and you go finish your baby steps.
That's right.
Good point, Chris. That's the main thing you want to do.
It is. It really is.
So you take care of the four walls: food, shelter, clothing, transportation, and utility. Pile up cash.
Right.
Be ready for the big bad wolf to huff and puff.
Yep.
Right. Be the third pig in the brick house. Right. Get the four walls built, and then go from there. And so the big bad wolf wanders off. Now we can come back out. We can do, shutters are open. We can be back out in the sunshine.
Yep.
We can do stuff again, and got to reevaluate. You poor folks, man. I'm so sorry for you. I mean, I don't think we have theaters open here, do we?
No.
Yeah, I think we did.
No,
we
did.
Open. They probably just closed them again. Right. I don't know. I can't keep up with what they're doing, but it's like, I mean, it's an industry that was in trouble anyway. Netflix is destroying them.
Yeah.
And so they were hurting already. And then they just politically just finish it off.
Crushed.
A great American icon, the movie theater. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Folks, it's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help get you there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit nationalguard.com to find out more. Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. A couple of big things happening. It is New Year's. Happy New Year. And it's time to reset. A lot of you after last year go, I really need to rethink this money stuff. I've not been doing it as well as I should. Well, if that's you, then Ramsey Plus is ready, and it has a free trial to help you walk through, and they've got a 90-day program right now to help you with some quick wins and help you make some real progress quickly on your debt. And it's really, the team over there has done a wonderful job. I'm so proud of them. So go to Ramsey Plus. If you want it for free, go to DaveRamsey.com/reset, and you can take on a free trial. Today is the last day to pre-order Rachel Cruz's brand new book. It hits stores tomorrow. Know Yourself, Know Your Money, $150 worth of free bonus items, along with the hardcover book, of course, all for just $20. If you order it tomorrow, you'll get a book, which is worth $20.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
But you're missing out on it if you don't go ahead and do it right now by midnight tonight. And the big deal is next Tuesday night, you and I, Chris Hogan and I, Rachel Cruz, Craig Groeschel, live from Oklahoma City, from lifechurch.tv, are going to be doing a live free streamed event called Reset to get you ready to reset for the new year.
I am so excited. I mean, again, talking about 2020 being behind us and now moving forward in 2021, giving people the opportunity to have the information to be able to grow forward. I'm telling you, I'm very excited for this event. I want you all to mark your calendar, January 12th, 7 p.m. And again, just text this right now. Text RESET to 33789. That way you RSVP and you've got a spot right in your home to watch us.
It's free.
It is free.
Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, 1 week from tomorrow. Be there, January the 12th. Text RESET to 33789. We're going to walk you through the plan. Some of you already know the plan, but you need a reset. And Rachel's, of course, going to talk about Know Yourself, Know Your Money. And, of course, he may be a doctor, but Craig Groeschel, Pastor Craig, is going to be talking. He did a talk on discipline that was absolutely made me want to be more disciplined.
Yeah.
It'll do the same for you, and he's going to do that talk for us. Yeah. So pretty cool stuff. If you're in the Oklahoma City area and you want to be in the live audience, appropriately spaced, Life Church is going to have our studio audience. Seating is extremely limited, very, very, very limited. There's just going to be a handful of people, but they're $20, and they're available at DaveRamsey.com/events. Make sure you plan to come out if you're in the Oklahoma City area.
Yeah, now listen to me. All of this stuff, the live stream is going to be amazing. Put that on your calendar, January 12th. But listen, with Rachel's book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money, you've got to pre-order this thing. You've got an opportunity to have a coaching session with the financial coach. That's like working with your own personal financial trainer. And so get this thing ordered right now before the pre-sale goes away, and you've got many options ahead of you.
Edgar is in Chicago. Hi, Edgar. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave and Chris. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How can we help?
I have a question about a subordinate loan. Mm-hmm. I got divorced in 2012 after I found out that my house was in foreclosure, and she stole the mortgage money from 2011. So I was able to get a loan modification and something that was called a subordinate loan. I didn't know anything about it. For $54,000, I was able to save my house. Now I would like to refinance, and the subordinate loan is hunting me a little bit. I would like to, try to get to a 15-year conventional instead of a 30-year FHA as I have now. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with this thing and how to go about it.
Well, essentially, what a subordinate loan is, all subordinate means is it's behind the other mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And so a subordinate loan in this case is a second mortgage or a third mortgage. It's probably just a second mortgage. You have a first mortgage on there from your original loan. All the back payments when you got behind became a new second mortgage. It works exactly the same mathematically, Edgar, as if you'd taken out a home equity loan to catch up your payments.
Okay.
That's how it's working.
Okay.
So you got $54,000 there. What's your first balance?
My first is 146 right now because that 54 is on a 0% and pay it off after the 30 years is over.
Yeah, but it's going to be gone if you refinance.
Yeah.
So you owe $200,000 on your home. What's your home worth?
285.
Okay, so you can refinance a $200,000 first mortgage, and it pays off both the first and the subordinate. And that's the only thing that's going to work. They're not going to remain subordinate to a new mortgage after you refinance. That was a favor they did you because of the screwed up mess you got in.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's worth going into a 15-year conventional, possibly at 2% or 2.9%, instead of being in the 30-year FHA 3.6%.
On 146 and 0 on 54, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it'll be on 200 even, just about 200
yeah.
even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the point is, I mean, if you figure out that the total interest paid on the way you're paying it now is 3.6 on 146, and the total interest charge might be 3% or 2.9 or something on 200, but you've also cleaned up your mess.
That's
and
right.
You don't have this thing hanging over your head, this knife hanging over your head out there from the past mess and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I would do it. I would get refinanced immediately if you can. For
Absolutely.
the cleanliness, even if it costs a slight amount more.
Just to smooth everything out.
The cleanliness
and
of it.
it's going to be, again, that past payment history bumps and all that will be behind you because you've moved forward with a new loan. That's exactly what I would do. Having been in this industry for many years, this is the better route.
Good question, Ed.
Yeah.
Good question. Okay, teaching moment. Subordinate, if you have a subordinate at work, it's someone that's under you.
Correct.
On the org chart, right? If you're talking about, I am so-and-so's subordinate, I am after him or her. Okay, subordinate's the same thing on a mortgage. The first mortgage date, when you file a deed of trust, or a mortgage, depending on the state, at the courthouse, the date that it's recorded makes it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, the earliest date, the oldest date is the first mortgage.
Correct.
You can't just name something first mortgage and call it first mortgage.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
The next one that is recorded is the second one that is recorded.
Mm-hmm.
It is subordinate to the first.
Yep.
And it's called a second mortgage. So if you record one and 5 years later you record another, by definition, the second one you did is the second mortgage,
That's
and the
correct.
third mortgage, and the fourth mortgage, and so on. And even if someone files a lawsuit against you and takes a lien on the property, they don't jump in front of the mortgages. They land on that date timeline. They might be in sixth position if you've been sued a bunch.
That's right.
You know, they might be in second position if you've never been sued at all, other than your first mortgage is in place.
That's right.
And so we used to call it the race to the courthouse is how title is done. The first one to record the deed is in first position. And so anything after that is, by definition, subordinate. And that's where that name comes from.
Yeah.
It doesn't really mean anything except that it's not first.
That's right.
We don't know if it could be second, it could be third, it could be fourth. In his case, I'm pretty dadgum sure it's second. I'm pretty dadgum sure there's nothing else on there but those two things from what he's describing.
That's right.
So that story's a very clean story. But
And the other one, Dave, that I like to clarify with people is this whole home equity line of credit. See, people don't view those, and the bank was very smart when they brought those on because they don't call them a mortgage when in fact they are.
That's exactly right.
And
it is
so
a second
It is
or
a second or third mortgage.
mortgage.
But they never call it a mortgage. And so it became this very very fashionable marketing tool to use for homeowners.
I'm sophisticated.
Yes,
I
I'm
have
going
a
to get this
home equity line of credit.
Yes.
Rich people have lines of credit. Now I have a line of credit.
You have a mortgage on your property. And so just being aware of that, and we don't want to fall for those antics anymore. We're going to count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Home equity lines of credit.
Yeah.
Home equity loans.
Yes.
Are mortgages on your freaking house to buy a couch. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
No. No more.
Listen, it was a line of credit, and I'm sophisticated. Oh,
Jeeves.
brother.
Yes.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. It's a free call. You jump in. Justin is with us. Justin's in Orlando. Hi, Justin. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thank you for having me.
Sure. What's up?
Just want to call in with a quick question, get your advice and your input. I'll explain my scenario real quick. I am an elementary school physical education teacher. I've been teaching now for 11 years, and it's been a wonderful career path for my family. It's enabled me to have a wonderful schedule with my children and my wife. I have 3 young boys under the age of 8. Long story short, my wife and I found your program right before we got married and have followed it as the best we could all throughout the years. We've been married now for about 9 years. Started off, working the baby steps, working the debt snowball, and now we're in a position where I feel like we are very, very blessed. God has definitely provided, and your program has been amazing. My situation I'm in now is when we were working the baby steps, I kind of took your joke of selling the dog on Craigslist and the cat on eBay to heart and started selling everything on eBay until we sold out of all of our own possessions. And I took it a little bit further and started getting into wholesaling. And little known to me, kind of stumbled upon a business. I've been doing it now for about 9.5 years. And this last year has been my most lucrative in terms of the business. It's grown each year, and it's honestly my passion, my dream. It's enabled my wife to quit her career job of working in sports technology, and she's now a stay-at-home mom. And I worked hard to be able to get that done for her. And now I'm kind of at the point where I'm itching to pursue my passion in terms of being a full-time e-commerce seller as well.
Wow.
I just want to get your thoughts on if it made sense and if I was making a wise, sound decision in doing so.
Wow. Justin, don't leave us hanging. How much did you make?
This past year, my gross income was $120,000, and I netted about $70,000.
Okay, and what do you make at your day job?
My day job as a teacher, I make $44,000 before taxes.
Okay. And what's your lifestyle set up on? You're out of debt. You have an emergency fund, right?
We're out of debt. I have an emergency fund fully funded of about $50,000. Our mortgage and house is completely paid off. I live in about a $300,000, $310,000 house.
And it's paid for?
It's completely paid for, yes, sir.
You are a rock star, brother.
On the ball.
So you can live on $70,000, right?
I definitely think so. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think
I'm very conservative, and
I think you can.
Not that it scares me. I know I have enough confidence in myself, but going to school and committing a lot of my life to becoming a teacher and going in a completely different direction.
But you obviously have been doing this a while. This is not a lark. This isn't something for 1 year you did and you got all pumped up. This is something you've gradually grown over 9.5 years, and it's a legitimate, serious business now. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it's what you want to do. You enjoy it.
Absolutely. I love it.
Okay. So when are you turning in your resignation?
Well, I've spoken with my wife, and I agree with her. She feels that I should, finish the year teaching and
that seems
possibly
reasonable.
go into a headstrong, beginning of next school year after I would quit over the summer, going into the next school year.
Yeah.
That was kind of, her suggestion, and I value it. I'm well respected in my job and want to leave on a good term as well.
Absolutely. And, finishing out the school year is kind of a classy thing to do. No harm, no foul. You can do that. And you'll have a lot of energy just knowing that it's coming to an end.
That's right.
Sure.
Even though it feels like it's a long way away, but it's only 5 months. And so,
right.
I would go ahead and let them know that when the school year wraps up, you are, and I would get on with my business.
Thank you.
I think this. I think you will always be a teacher. It just may not be at that location in the elementary school. You might teach someone how to do eBay stuff. You might teach Sunday school at your church. I don't know what it is, but I think you're a teacher too.
Yeah.
By the way, I am.
Sure. I love teaching.
Yeah. By the way, I'm a teacher. It's what I do. And I love teaching. It's one of my gifts, as a matter of fact. I'm a gifted teacher. There's a lot of things I'm not gifted at, but that one I am. And so that's who you are, and it does not have to manifest itself as a elementary PE teacher.
No. And Justin, I'm going to tell you, buddy, congratulations. Very, very proud of you.
Very well done. Set yourself up.
Remember the principles that got you here is what I want to leave you with, meaning the mindset of looking at and seeing debt for what it is. It's not a tool, it's a threat. And so even as you look to grow in your business, again, please don't let your guard down. Please don't think that you suddenly have to hit a grand slam when you've been hitting base singles and you've been winning.
Yeah.
So remember those things and don't deviate from your plan, young man. You're on the ball.
4 yards in a cloud of dust get you a first down every 3, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to put the ball at risk, and that's all. That's all we're trying to do here. It's ball protection. Just finish out. You're doing very, very well. And jump onto the Entree Leadership stuff if you haven't, and get plugged into the Entree Leadership Elite, and get plugged into some groups of some of the other sellers we've got on there that are doing really well. You can learn a lot from each other as you go. Jordan is with us. Jordan is in Effingham, Illinois. Hi, Jordan. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Mr. Ramsey. Hey, Mr. Hogan. How are you guys today?
Great, man. How can we help?
Thanks for taking my call. Hey, I am kind of like that last guy that called. I'm also a teacher, and not in the same situation as him, but one day hope to be. So today I'm calling because I am on my last house payment this next month, and I got a loan without interest from my mom. And I know you told me not to do that, but I did it before. I knew you guys, and so I'm just telling those that are out there in the same situation or about to make that mistake, don't do it. The borrower is slave to the lender, as you guys say, and it just puts a tear in a relationship that doesn't need to be there. So now I'm in another situation that's probably going to tear a relationship apart for a short bit. Hopefully it'll heal. But after I pay my last house payment, my mom gave me the loan, and she did not want me to pay for the shed. Originally, I thought that was because she was protecting me, thinking my house, I owed so much my house, and that was like an overwhelming feeling for me. Well, now I think it's more that she wants to own the shed so she can store her boat in it. However, it's on my land, and it's on my deed, so it's not really hers. I just need to pay her for it, and that's the $35,000 that I owe her for it. And so she's wanting to now give it to me for free. As a gift. I'm the oldest of four siblings under me, I guess.
But there's strings attached.
Yeah, I don't want that to tear a relationship with my
You're afraid if it's not really a gift, it's like I want to be a part owner in a sense.
Yeah, possibly. She's been pretty good. Originally, it was kind of a tear in our relationship when she gave us a loan. We started paying it off so fast that she hasn't really been an issue, but now I feel like this might be her last control piece. And so we don't want to do that. My wife
then
and I talked about it. And I feel like an idiot for making that call and making that ask. And people are probably like, why don't you just take it? But
no, it's not. It's not an idiot. There's too many. Listen, it's not a gift if there's that many strings attached, and you feel control, and other issues are going to pop up, and she's going to file some, be a travel agent for guilt trips every time she wants to use your shed.
Yeah, Jordan, you were wise.
And
you were wise
and
to
next
reach
January, I'll have it paid off anyway. So it's really just another year of debt.
Yeah, just go ahead and pay it off.
No big deal.
Follow your gut.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And it also complicates the estate plan if you got 5 siblings. You know, she gave you $35,000. She didn't give anybody else, right?
Yeah. Well, and she said she's going to give them something, but I don't know if that's going to be fair or what that's going to look like, so I don't want to take a chance on that.
Yeah, Mom, just for the cleanliness of your estate, I think it's better if I just go ahead and pay you off, and I'm going to go ahead and do that this year. And please don't take offense. I'm just trying to do the right thing, and I just want you to be – I just want to have this very simple thing where there's no transaction between you and I except mother and son.
Yeah.
And that's what my mom says. My wife says, well, your mom's always going to love you, so if you make her mad, it's okay. But if your brothers and sisters are mad at you, they may never forgive you. So,
well, if they're mad at you for no reason, that's their problem too.
Them,
so, but I wouldn't worry about them. That's not that they didn't come up in this discussion until the last sentence. But I still would pay it off because I think there's a lot of crap flying in the air here. I can smell it.
I agree.
Hey, thanks for the call, brother. Happy New Year, everybody. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. My co-host today on the air, Chris Hogan, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author of the book Everyday Millionaires and the book Retire Inspired, both #1s. We're taking your calls at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. My mind wandered off, Chris. It wandered off because I was thinking you got 2 bestsellers, and I think we're getting ready to have another one here with Rachel Cruz's new book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money. It launches tomorrow.
Yep.
And so today's the last day you can pre-order it and get the deal.
That's right. And inside of that deal, not only do you get all the extras of Rachel, the audiobook, the ebook, but you get something really cool. You're going to get a lot of quizzes and access to information to help you. But the thing that I think is awesome is you're going to have an opportunity to meet with a financial coach. That's like working with your own personal trainer on the financial side, which is amazing. You get a chance to ask the questions you've always wondered about your specific situation. It's just a unique opportunity.
That's all free.
It's all free.
If you buy the book today.
And so get the book. Like, don't wait, because it's all going away come tomorrow.
Yeah,
so this is the last chance.
So here's the thing. Know yourself, know your money. We know that personal finance is 80% behavior. And this deals with the behavior. It's only 20% head knowledge. The problem is with your money is not the math. The problem with my money is not the math. It's the guy in my mirror. Mm-hmm. And so what motivates the guy or the gal in your mirror? What is it that messes you up? What is it that holds you back? What is it that keeps you stuck? What is it that makes you afraid? What is it that makes you brave and effective? And when you know yourself in regards to how you look at money, why do I do that with money? You ask yourself. When you get those questions answered with Know Yourself, Know Your Money, it puts you in a position to control and change the behaviors and to understand the behaviors of your spouse.
Yeah.
And this is why she thinks that way. She grew up in a house like that.
Yep.
And Rachel goes through every bit of that. This book is heavily researched. It is very well done. Know Yourself, Know Your Money at DaveRamsey.com or anywhere great books are sold. And it's part of our New Year's celebration that starts today. Happy New Year, by the way.
Yes.
And so the New Year's celebration involves you having a complete reset. You've got to reset what you're doing. You have a rethink.
You really do. And then
you need
you've
a
got
do-over.
And you got to recommit. And so some of you have fallen off the wagon, or you said, you know what, I made a couple decisions I wish I could have changed. Listen, 2020 is now behind us. 2021 is here. No more wishing and hoping for that year to be done. It's the new year's here. Now, what are you going to do?
Tuesday night, you're going to be watching the new Reset event. It's going to be Chris Hogan, Dave Ramsey, Rachel Cruz, and Craig Groeschel, Pastor Craig. Now, we're going to be over at Oklahoma City at their church doing the event as a live stream. It's 100% free, and you can just watch it. All you got to do is text the word RESET to 33789. And I was just, as a matter of fact, I just got an email from Pastor Craig at the commercial break, and we've been friends a long time.
Yeah.
We're back and forth, kind of joking about it, picking on each other, but I'm looking forward to seeing him and vice versa. And we're going to get to spend some time together, and then also get to hear his incredible talk on discipline. Rachel will be talking about Know Yourself, Know Your Money, and Chris and I are going to walk you through the plan for your reset. How do you end up being the third pig, the guy in the brick house, not the one that gets his house blown over by the big bad wolf? And last year, the big bad wolf was prowling around.
Yes, he was, and it was all over the place. And so I'm excited. I'm very pumped. This is the first time for the new year that Dave, Rachel, and I will be on stage, and the fact that you get a chance to watch it for free is awesome. So, again, get your little phone out, text the word RESET to 33789, make it happen by RSVPing your spot.
How do you know they have a little phone? They might have a big phone.
Well, I was just saying little.
Just little phone.
It's little to me. I got big hands.
Well, what was the movie Zoolander? They had the tiny little phones. You remember that? That was hilarious, yeah. So Oklahoma City, if you're in that area and you want to come to the Reset event that night, there are a few seats. Obviously, it's spaced and very limited, but they're $20 is all, and they're available at DaveRamsey.com/events. We do want a live studio audience there for the stream. The stream's going to have probably about 100,000 folks watching it, and it's completely free. Text the word RESET to 33789 to get registered. And these are things you need to do to get your new year started off right. Stephen is with us in San Jose. Hi, Stephen. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
So I am looking to purchase my first real estate property, or my rental property. And unfortunately, where I live, it's very expensive to purchase that. So I was wondering if you guys had any advice or experience, or maybe just things to look out for when purchasing out of state.
Well, you do have a legitimate barrier because you live in one of the most expensive markets in America.
Yeah. I
mean, the Silicon Valley is unbelievable price-wise, and it's not exactly a rental market. So I don't know how far you've got to go away. Here's the problem. The further away from you it is, that the property is, the harder it is to manage. And I've had a lot of friends and customers over the years that have had really, really bad experiences long-distance landlording, to the point that I don't own any property that's not, for rental purposes, that's not within a few miles of me. And so yours is maybe more than a few miles from you, but I don't want you to have something that's an airplane ride away. That's a good way to have a tenant change their Harley oil in your living room. And you're just really tough to manage. Well, I can get a management company. Well, nobody cuts your grass like you do. Nobody manages your property like you do. And so there are good management companies. There are bad ones, without a doubt. But, you know, you're going to watch it closer. Even if you had a management company, you're going to watch it closer if it's in town or near town, near to you. So I would beg you to not buy long distance and instead buy as close as possible, something in driving distance.
Well, and that says a lot, Dave, as considering how much property you own, that it's something that you would steer clear of. I mean, that's enough said. You know, you've got a man that owns a lot of real estate, has been in the real estate market for almost all of his life, and he's not going to buy. So, you want to be smart about that. If you're out there and you're new in the game, new into investing, you want to do smart moves that put you in the right spot.
Well, when the kids started college at University of Tennessee in Knoxville, we bought a condo over there. So we could stay there on the weekends and see them and go to football games and that kind of stuff. And it sat empty a lot of the year and that kind of thing. They graduated from college, and we tended to go in and out for the football game rather than stay over. And so the thing was not being used even 2 nights a year.
Right.
And I looked up and saw that about a year and a half ago. And I did something I almost never do. I sold a piece of real estate. Because my choices were rent the thing 250 miles away, 200 miles away, and put up with the stuff that I'm talking about, or sell it. And I almost, once I buy a piece of real estate, I almost never sell it. It's very unusual for me to sell property. I love real estate. I'm careful of when I buy it, and I keep it forever. And so I sold that condo, because otherwise I'd have been renting it long distance, and it just violates too many things in my life. Makes my life too complicated, and I don't want complicated.
No? So there you go, people. There's some investment property experience 501. That's advanced level right there.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Thank you for joining us, America. Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Michelle's with us in Madison, Wisconsin. Hi, Michelle. How can we help?
Hey, Dave. Hey, Chris. How are you guys today?
Great. How can we help?
Well, I'm going to try to sum this up pretty quickly. I've got a lot going on over here. But first of all, I have no debt. I was divorced last year. We sold our house. We bought it in the recession. So we got it cheap, sold at the top of the market. Kind of a good deal, as a bit of a deal as you can get a divorce, I guess.
Yeah.
So have no debt. I drive a paid-off Subaru, no debt whatsoever. I'm happily renting right now. I've got some cheap living going on at the moment. I have about $27,000 liquid savings, so plenty of emergency funds. I do have several businesses. I'm actually selling one of them this year. Have an interested buyer, so not sure how that's going to go. And I do have half of my ex-husband's pension. My question for you is what I should be doing next. I don't earn a lot. I do have 5 income streams, which is a little unusual, I think, but I'm able to be home with my kiddos who are doing virtual schooling. They're 15, 13, and 11. My annual income is about $20,000. I get about $500 a month in child support. So my question is, should I be saving for my next home? Or should I prioritize retirement and education for the kids that are quickly becoming adults? If I'm happily renting, is it important to buy another house, or should I be prioritizing my money elsewhere, or all three?
It's just a matter of which order. It's a matter of which. Not all of them are things you're going to get around to. It's just a matter of the order of the attack. You're still healing from a divorce. You're trying to get a career started again, which apparently you probably didn't have before.
Oh, I did. I have several. I have several businesses actually. They're just
but
not.
I mean, you're doing a lot of work for $20,000.
Yes, I am.
And so I think that's the biggest thing that's a glaring concern to me is your lack of income.
Yeah.
But so no, I wouldn't be worrying about buying a home right now. I'd be worrying about, not worrying, but my first order of business is if I'm going to invest in something is to get your income up. And that can be a work-at-home thing. It could be that you invest some money in one of these ideas that is working and that you can expand. And I might do that before I did. I'm not worrying about buying a home immediately. If you buy a home in the next 5 years, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And if you get the first kid in college in the next 5 years, you will have done a good job, and so on. But you're going to have income in excess of what you've got to do either one of those things. Would you agree?
I do agree. I'm selling one of my businesses this year.
How much is it going to sell for? It's not making any money.
Yeah, probably between somewhere around $10,000. Yeah. So,
and that does not solve the issue.
No.
At hand. I mean, you have a household of 4 on $20,000 in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So that's the glaring concern. I'm not saying you did something wrong. I'm just saying if there was an area to work on, it's not a lack of home ownership, and it's not a lack of retirement savings.
Right.
It's the area we want to work on is do something, and it could be investing into one of these ideas. Again, if you're going to put money into something, that's what I would put it towards, and not much, but a little bit. And let's see if we could just. You could double your income. It'd be $40,000.
Yeah. And Michelle, you've done a great job by not having debt. You've put yourself in a great situation.
Yes.
And so that's the thing I'm looking at, because, again, the income is going to allow you to be able to save up for a house or save up for college and do the things you're looking for. So, again, trying to thin the herd a little bit of the businesses and figure out which one's a hobby versus which one's a business, because businesses make money, hobbies are fun. And so just be honest with yourself and start to assess that and let go of some of those things, so now you can focus on the main things and really be able to grow your income.
I'm going to guess and say out of the 20,000, 15,000 comes from one of them. And the others are semi-hobbies.
Probably.
They're a distraction. And they probably are fun, and she likes them. But the one that's making money, she needs to lean in on, I think.
Wait a minute. You said it's
just guessing.
Fun, and they enjoy it, but it's a distraction.
Yeah, meaning she's not making money on it.
No.
It's a hobby.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And that's real.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
But that's the way I'm a little bit ADD myself, and that's the way my mind works. I can get caught up in 73 things at once, and I have to purposefully go, oh no, we're going to get the idea down to one or two.
Hold it down.
Because I can thin out my resources so thin.
Right.
Of time, emotion, spirit, money.
All the things.
Everything else is gone. And so, hang on. I'm going to give you a copy of Christy Wright's book, Business Boutique, Equipping Women to Make Money Doing What They Love. Now, I'm not saying having fun is a bad thing. I'm just saying if you're not making any money doing it and you're using fun as an excuse to do it and calling it a business, that's a hobby.
Yeah.
All right. Edwin is with us. Edwin's in New York City. Hi, Edwin. How can we help?
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
All right. So my wife and I, we are on a baby step 3B. We're saving up for a house. And we were debating also to save up for a car as well. So we had some extra saving on the side for it, but we decided not to do it. And my in-laws, I guess they knew that we wanted to get another car because I already have one. And my in-laws bought my wife a car for her birthday. So we were very grateful and generous for the gift and everything. But we found out that they actually had to finance the car in order to get it to us. So we weren't really too comfortable with that, but wanted to call to see what can we do next.
So obviously they did not put the car in your name, or they financed it with a personal note?
Yeah, well, no, the car's under their name.
Yeah.
The insurance, registration, everything's on their name.
Yeah.
Nothing's on our name.
Yeah.
And they still have to pay it off. And the other thing is it's a brand new car too. So it's not like an old car. It's a brand new car.
Oh, my Lord.
And, yeah, so we don't want to, like, we have the money we don't know what the remaining balance is, but we could assume how much it is, and we have the money to pay it. But then it feels like we're taking away from their gift to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is not a gift. This is a curse.
Yeah.
They're just confused. They're broke people trying to do a nice thing the wrong way.
And Edward, if you do this, you're taking money out of the home down payment fund, correct?
Well, the thing is that we had the money aside for the car and also for the home.
Oh, okay.
But since we decided that, you know what, we're not going to get a car right now,
right.
We kind of just grouped everything together. So the only difference is going to be a difference of like 7 months in completing the Babysit 3D.
So
it's not that big of a deal for us, but I don't know how
you got serious family issues.
Right.
Because normal people don't do this. This is toxic. Normal people communicate adult to adult and say, we'd love to give you a car, but it's going to take us a little while to pay it off, and talk about it instead of showing up and going, surprise, we're going to give you a pony. She's not 8 years old. She's a grown woman.
Well,
this is
exactly.
toxic,
So
weird crap.
Yeah, they've tried to tell us that, hey, look, we want to get you a car. What kind of car you guys want? And we told them, like, hey, look, we want to wait. We don't want a car right now. We're good how we are right now.
Yeah.
But I guess they just felt like it was, I don't know, like they knew best kind of thing.
Yeah, they were demanding.
Yeah.
They decided they were going to tell you all what you're going to do.
So how does your wife feel about this?
She's a little mixed about it. She
doesn't want to hurt their feelings, but she knows it's a bad deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I think the two of you have to decide what you're going to do. If this happened at my house, your wife it's her parents. She's going to have to handle it. I mean, you can sit there for support, but she's going to have to do the talking. Mom and Dad, we love you, and this was an attempt to do something really nice, but it was a negative attempt.
Yep.
And we don't want the car. We will not accept the car, and you should take the car back and you should sell it.
Yep.
And get it out of your life, and then you guys go on with your life, and don't do this again.
Please.
Have better communication with us than this. This is not how we live our lives. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices. And they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings. Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today here on the air. We're answering your questions about your life and your money. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Maria is with us in Tampa, Florida. Hi, Maria. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Chris. Happy New Year. How are you guys?
Happy New Year to you. We're great. How can we help?
All right. So before I start, I want to say I feel very honored to be on the show just because I've been listening to you since I was a little girl. So I turned to you for advice. So I took on student debt, student loans to get through college. I'm the first in my family, so I feel proud that I was able to accomplish that. And this year with the pandemic that hit, it was a bit of a blessing and a curse, but with the stimulus and everything, payments and interest got paused for some time, and now with the new bill that got passed, everything's going to start payments will resume and interest. In the meantime, I saved up the money to pay off the loan completely, and I wanted to get your advice on should I pay it off or should I maybe wait just to see kind of what happens.
Are you working?
Yes.
What do you make?
I make 6 figures, a little over $100K.
And you're how old?
26.
Way to go. Good job.
Thank you.
What do you do?
I'm a technology consultant in analytics.
Excellent. Okay, so how much is the student loan debt?
It is $21,000.
And how much do you have in savings?
I have about 25-ish, and that's the money that I saved up for the loan, and I kept it on hand just in case because it was a very odd time last year, and then I'm working towards baby step number 3. So that's what the remainder of the money is for.
And your income is stable right now, right, Maria?
Yeah.
Okay. So guess what it's time to do? You have been diligent. You've been intentional. You've saved this money up to attack this debt. It's time to write that check. It's time for you to not only to become the first to go to college, but the first one to have it paid for. And that's where you write that check.
Be ashamed to get that diploma repoed.
Yeah, Maria, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give you some coffee or Red Bull or something. I need you to get happy. I need you to get excited, young lady, because not only are you working in your career and making a good living, but you also have a common sense, the stuff that Dave's been teaching, to be able to save up, to be able to set yourself free from this student loan. This is a big deal.
Write a check today.
This is a big deal.
Get online and hit submit.
Yes.
Are you going to do it?
Yes, I am. So once I hit submit, I'm officially debt-free.
I love it. That's where you want to be.
Way to
That's
go,
where we're
young
headed.
lady.
That's where we're
That's
headed.
awesome.
It's not the way I would have done it.
No.
But we got there.
That's right.
And she is making six figures.
You know what she's doing, Dave? She's resetting.
There you go.
She's getting a reset. And how many of you out there have done some stuff that you go, boy, I wish I could back up and redo this thing or fix it? Guess what? You've got an opportunity with your money to be able to reset by making new decisions, having a real plan that works, and then committing to sticking to it.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
That's it. So, I mean, if you didn't get there the perfect path,
nope,
you still got there.
That's right.
And hit reset.
That's right.
And now let's go forward, the shortest path.
On the right path. That's exactly right.
Yeah, we can, wherever you are in the journey, we can do that with you. And Ramsey Plus has got a free offering right now for a free trial, and it's all about reset. So decide on a total money reset for this year. If you commit to working hard in the first 90 days, we will show you exactly step by step what to do for that first 90 days. Right. And you will go, wow, for the first time ever, I got control of my money. Because you will either manage money or the lack of it will manage you. You don't have a choice. You have got to turn it. You've got to step into these lifelong habits and change them and make this money behave. It has to behave. And only you can do that. So Ramsey Plus, our step-by-step plan, we've got a 90-day thing right now going, and you can get in there for a free trial and get started. You'll see how it all works and make sure that it's for you. It doesn't cost a thing. Just step in there, go to daveramsey.com/reset. And Chris is exactly right. Reset, 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 reset. Matt is with us in Orlando. Hi, Matt. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
We've been listening to you all for about 3 years. Prior to that, though, we incorporated into our portfolio some whole life insurance policies.
I'm sorry.
One policy has reached paid up status.
Oh no.
And the other one is nearing paid up status. Probably has 2 more premium payments to go. And I was wondering if you have some advice on what I should do with these at this point in time, or should I just leave them as is?
Well, I'd cash them in. If you've got the proper amount of term insurance in place, it's not a place to invest money, and basically that's the status that it is. Let me just tell you, the idea that you can pay off a life insurance policy is an impossibility statistically. The only thing you can do, and they call it paid up, but the only thing you've done there is you've overpaid and prepaid so much that you've covered all the actuarial costs of your death. The statistical probability of your death, the cost of insuring you is all covered now because you've given them so much freaking money so far in advance that it covers your whole entire life now. And it's now baked down into a cash value that you lose when you die. And all you'll get is well, you won't get anything, you'll be dead, but the only thing your beneficiary will get is the face value of the policy. And honestly, probably the lost investment dollars on the cash value would have bought you term insurance more than you got in whole life right now. I'm betting, and I don't even know the math on yours. Almost every one of them I've seen that if we took your cash value and invested it at 10%, it would pay for term.
Yeah.
In perpetuation. Yeah. And that's what paid up means. It means you just prepaid and overpaid. So if you're healthy and can get term insurance or have the proper amount of term insurance in place, I wouldn't have this in my portfolio. It's the weakest part of your portfolio, personally.
Yeah.
If I woke up in your shoes, is how I answer these questions, what would I do knowing what I do? No, I'd cancel it as fast as I possibly could.
Yep.
It is crap.
Oh.
And in your case, it is double, triple crap. Because you double, triple paid.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And again, if you don't have term in place, get term in place before you cash out anything. And as far as the whole life side. So get over there, go to DaveRamsey.com. You can click on Xander, and we can help you get term in place. Goodness gracious.
Probably worth a short teaching segment on that then. So there's two kinds of life insurance, term and whole life.
That's right.
Term you get, whole life you don't. That's how to remember them. But term is pure insurance. All it covers is if you die, you get money.
Right.
And if you don't die, you don't get money.
Right.
It's like homeowner's insurance. The only way you get money from your homeowners or your car insurance is to have a wreck or your house burns.
That's right.
The event has to occur. It's pure insurance. And so it's a statistical average of your death. So the older you are, the more expensive it is. And that's how all insurance is based. It's the statistical average of the event. It's a probability and statistics equation, and it's called an actuarial table in any type of insurance. But in term, you're buying the insurance plus profit plus commission. And the insurance company wants to pay a commission, and they want to make a profit. And so that's all that's in there. It's just pure, or virtually pure. Whole life is when they charge you 20 times more on average. Literally, that's not an exaggeration. $5 of term, $100 of whole life premium to buy the same amount of coverage. That other $95 buys you a savings program inside your policy called a cash value buildup that has a poor rate of return, and when you die, they keep your money. This is why we tell you not to do it. This is why everyone tells you not to do it in the financial world, except people that sell whole life. They're the only ones that think whole life is just dandy. It's crap. It's the payday lender of the middle class. I hope I wasn't unclear. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Isaiah 43:18 and 19. Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Vern McClellan says, what the new year brings to you will depend a great deal on what you bring to the new year. Definitely. Rashonda is with us in Tucson, Arizona. Hi, Rashonda. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I recently got some advice from my financial advisor that contradicts your advice.
Hello? Are you there? Something happened, Rashonda. Are you there? Okay. All we heard was your financial advisor conflicted with our advice, and so that would just make them wrong.
Wrong.
Okay.
And we're okay with that.
Sorry. Okay. We'll put you on hold, see if we can get you back up there. St. George, Utah. Terry's with us. Hi, Terry. How are you?
I'm well, Terry. I'm well, Dave. I'm a little nervous. Sorry. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I've gotten myself into a mess, and I get it, so you don't even have to yell.
I'm not going to yell at you.
No, I know. I listen to you. I know beans and rice and all of that. Here's quickly, and I can give you as much detail, but bottom line is I just got a new job, but I was without a job for 2 years while I was finishing my terminal degree. So now I'm a certified nurse midwife. I was a labor and delivery nurse, and they shut down the hospital in my area. So I just kept doing my schooling. So now I'm done, but I lived off student loans and credit cards. So I've got $44,000 in credit card debt, $105,000 in student loans. But I do own a home, but now I need to move because I got a new job, which is going to pay me $89,400 a year.
Wonderful. That's the best news so far.
And I've got right. And
what's the house going to sell for?
It's going to sell. It's going to give me at least $200K in equity. I also have a little rental property part of it, so I haven't put it on the market yet. So I'm bottom line at least 200. It could go as much as 230K in equity. So, but I now have to move closer because I'm now new job is 3 hours away.
Great, sell it, pay off your debt. What's wrong with this plan?
Done.
Oh, not a problem, except that I need to have something to move into. So I was thinking about if I pay off my credit card and I need to have...
Terry.
My job is...
Terry, rent.
I'm here.
Be debt-free. Start fresh.
Yep.
You made a mess. You have an opportunity to clean it up in one fell swoop. And you're going to have some money left over. Yeah. I mean, I only got 150 out of 230. You got 80 to put down on something if you wanted to buy something.
True.
Pay off all your debt. Don't monkey around with this.
Okay.
And shut down the credit cards, Terry. Shut down the credit cards.
Yeah. Already done that.
Be done.
I might have done a silly thing. I signed up with Green Path Financial Wellness. And I shut them down, the credit cards.
Yeah.
But if I pay it off, then it'll all be done.
No, yeah. You can't hand off the responsibility of the mess you created. So those management programs and all of that promise they'll handle it for you, tell them thanks but no thanks.
Sell your house and pay off all your debt.
You're going to pay it off and be done. And matter of fact, don't even try to go buy. Go somewhere and rent for 3 months.
Now, the biggest fear I have of this whole thing is that next time you feel a little bit scared or desperate, because that's what happened here, you won't hesitate to go back in debt because you'll be debt-free, and this time you won't have a house to sell. Yeah. So you have to raise your right hand and swear, never again am I going to use a stupid credit card. Never again am I going to say, I was forced to buy a car because my car broke, so I got car payments now. Never again. I had to go on vacation. My mother was ill, so I had to buy an airline ticket, and I had no money. You can never say this crap ever again. You can never rationalize your way back into debt because you get a clean slate here. You got to take it and change your ways permanently. You have a $90,000 income. You're a rock star. You're going to be in a place to go win. Yeah. Don't go. Stupid's right around every corner, Hogan says.
Waiting. It's waiting.
I've got my right arm. My right arm is to the square, and I promise, because I hate this.
Okay.
I hate this.
Well, then be 100% free of it. Put $80,000 down on something after you rent for 6 months in the new neighborhood, so you know the city well before you buy. And go pile you up some money.
Yes.
Make some money. Make some money. Have no payments. And I want you to get into Ramsey Plus. I'm going to give it to you for a year. And I want you to go through Financial Peace University. And I want you to get into the Every Dollar Budgeting app. And I want you to change the way you've viewed money emotionally. Because money's been telling you what to do your whole life. And now you're about to tell it what to do, okay?
You got it. How do I get into the Financial Peace?
We're into Ramsey Plus. We're going to give it to you. I'm going to put you on hold, and Kelly's going to pick up. We got you taken care of.
And Terry, I also want you to dive over and watch us on the Reset event on January 12th.
There you go.
Yes.
Rashonda is in Tucson. Rashonda, short on time now. Let's try again. How can we help?
I got some advice from a financial advisor that contradicts your advice. So I wanted to get your opinion.
Well, my opinion would be they would be wrong. Why would I change my opinion?
Right. So my husband and I wanted to pay off our house really quickly because our interest rate is super low. It's only 2.75%. And our financial advisor said that it would be better to make that money plus some with a 19% gain on our investments. So we want to know which
Did you say a 19% gain?
That's what we got this year. We know that's not the normal average.
Okay. Yeah, it might have this year, but he didn't say he didn't project that for you. I hope, because he go to jail.
No.
Okay. So here's the thing. Chris Hogan is sitting next to me. Did a book called Everyday Millionaires. We studied 10,000 millionaires. You know how many of them said they became millionaires by the strategy that your investment advisor told you? Zero.
Zero.
Oddly enough, they did two main financial things that made them their first $1 to $5 million. You know what they were? Chris?
First and foremost, they invested in 401ks, 403bs, Roth IRAs, and IRAs. The second thing they did, Rashonda, is they paid off their homes in right at 10 years.
Now, these were 10,000 millionaires, not a financial advisor. Not one of them became a millionaire by not paying off their home and using the money to invest and making the spread. Not one of them. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
So it's not like my opinion versus his. It's like all the data says he's wrong. And the reason is that a paid-off home sets you free in so many ways, emotionally, spiritually, mathematically, everything else, to be able to go on and live your life in a way that you can invest. When you have a paid-off home and you have $100,000 less in your investments and a pandemic hits, you don't have the same feeling as you do when all that money is in investments and your home is not paid off and a pandemic hits. Oh, and the market goes down and you're scared to death watching the news at night. I wasn't scared watching the news at night. I was sad for some people that were scared, but I wasn't scared. Is that because I'm stuck up or arrogant? No. It's because I don't have any debt and I got a pile of money. It's a pretty simple equation.
It really is.
One your financial advisor should adopt.
Yeah. And Rashonda, here's the deal. You know the fact. You know the reality. What you do when you bump into stupid is you just smile at it. And there's a phrase we say here in the South, bless your heart. But what you do is you continue to move on your path.
Yeah, and you move on from this financial advisor to one that's not trying to make money. He didn't make any commission when you pay off your house. I mean, it's just wrong.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand, but you're leaving out risk.
Yep.
And when you put risk in the mathematical formula, it does away with the perceived returns.
That's right.
And the investment world is not, a lot of the folks haven't figured that out in that world. And it's just a wrong, and again, the data of people who actually built wealth backs up what we're saying. But you can do whichever you want to do. It's all good. Hey, thanks for the call. Open phones. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Thanks to James and to Kelly in the booth. I am Dave Ramsey. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.